Hey, this is Ian Sinclair. Thought I'd do another video, this time on avoidance. Now, the word avoidance is pretty self-explanatory. You do not want to be there, so you avoid it. So how do you avoid those situations? Sometimes, unfortunately, you can't. But here are tips that I've found over the years that work for me. One thing, training weapons. Be careful who you hang with. You know, as they say in the biblical thing, bad company corrupts good character. This can be true, and it can also mean you get involved in shit that can cause you a lot of problems. So you got to be careful who you associate with, who you call your friends. You know, you can't really help it all the time with your family, but you can limit your exposure as much as possible. If you can, that's ideal, because keeping away from those kinds of people is a good way to reduce the risk and stress given to you. On that same token, don't go rushing into other people's fights, right? One thing I've learned is a good way to get your head beaten in is to go playing hero. Be careful when you do things like that, because you don't know, especially if you don't know the situation, the person that you're trying to protect could end up coming at you and being one of the people that attacks you. So be careful with that sort of thing, especially in certain areas, right? Which brings me to the next subject. Be careful where you go, what places you associate with. I found, generally speaking, that the highest risk of violent places is where alcohol and drugs are freely run. If there's a lot of that kind of stuff, you don't want to be there. Because people high on drugs or drunk tend to be more violent. Generally speaking, common sense starts to go out the window. And you do not want that. You do not want that to happen. So you don't go alone to places like clubs and bars. I don't care if you're a man, a woman, a child, but obviously a child shouldn't. But you know what I mean, right? Do not, just be careful with those sort of places. The other thing, along with that kind of thing, is the concept of awareness. Awareness isn't about being alert and panicking and worrying about everyone coming to get you. It's about paying attention to details, right? That's what it is. Learning to sense threat. Now, the Bujinkan is very good with that. They focus a lot on the concept of awareness. The Saki test, the fifth dan test, is a prime example. You've got someone trying to chop you from behind, and you've got to sense the threat, avoid the threat, which is what you do. If you sense there's a threat, there's a dangerous, escalating problem, avoid it. Run away, walk away, de-escalate, things like that. You do not want to get involved in that situation. So just be aware. It's the things that you don't see coming that tend to get you. Seldom are the things that you see coming as a threat the ones that get you. So just be aware. That's why it's good not to be drunk and stuff, because it affects your ability to notice things. So that's another thing. Also, the concept of personal space for me has been useful. Like, the more I trust someone, the more likely they are to get into my space. And when I say that, I mean, I picture it like a bubble, right? If they're within striking range, they're in this red zone of my bubble, right? They have the potential to hurt me, right? Whether they're behind me, whether they're in front of me, sideways, I don't care. They have the potential to hurt me. So I pay the most attention to them. I don't take it for granted necessarily. And again, it depends on the area and all the rest. But as a general rule. Then there's the yellow space bubble, where it's a potential threat, but it's not. They can't get you straight away. They've got to make some steps to come in to get you. They're potential, but they're not there. They're not direct. So you still got your eye on that sort of area, those kinds of people. You're paying attention to, their dominant hands and all the rest of it. Yeah, but they're not a major. Then there's the green zone. The green zone is where they're quite a bit further away from you, and you don't see them as a major threat. If they come within shorter distance, that's when that could be. So as a general rule, that kind of thing. When someone's trying to threaten me, I always create that space. Right? I want them from the red zone into the yellow zone as much as possible, because the greater the distance, the more time you have to react. Alright? So as a general rule, create space away from the threat. This is true with knives, unarmed, I don't care, gang-ups. The more space you can create between you and them, the better. That means you run for the high heaven, you run. If you have to put an object between you and them to create space, do that. Right? I don't care. However you work that out. Alright, and on this subject of threats and things, always look to de-escalate. You can do it with a sense of humour. You can do it by, hey man, on sort of thing. But if you're going to do hey, don't be, don't have that kind of shit scared reaction to them. Because they'll be like dogs that smell blood. They will look to catch you and hunt you. I'm very careful about that kind of thing. Don't let them intimidate you. Don't appear to be intimidating. Right? Because then they'll see that as a weakness and they're more likely to come and attack you. You've got to have that confidence without acting like a big tough guy. You don't want to do that, because then people might want to test that. Right? So anyway, de-escalate the situation. Avoid it if you can by not hanging with the wrong people, the wrong places, or make sure that you're not alone with those sort of places. Definitely be careful who you hang with. That's probably the single biggest reason people get shit in the first place. Anyway, that's enough for me. Thank you very much. See you later.